Welcome back to Monthly Matcha, a little monthly sit-down catch-up of all the things that have been weighing on my heart and mind this month. Today, I have made myself a blackberry sage matcha latte, hence why the color is a little bit more of a cool-toned green. It is delicious, can confirm. I have a bunch of homemade syrups in my fridge right now because over the weekend, I hosted a mango portrait party, as I was calling it, a little mango day, where I invited all of my friends, the people that were closest to me and mango, to come over, let me make them a couple of matchas, a couple of coffees while we ate bagels, and drew/painted tiny portraits of mango to go on my fridge. They came out so cute. It was honestly just such a fun day in general. I think that adults should craft while eating things more often. I was just talking about this on the podcast, but I was like, you know, when you were a kid and you would go to restaurants and they'd give you crayons to entertain yourself with while you're waiting for your food? I feel like that is something that should carry into adulthood and something that I personally will be implementing into my own social gatherings because it just feels right. And speaking of mango, hold on. I actually just got in the physical prints of the postcards to mango I was telling you guys about. Piece of art I created to match with my poem that's on the back. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna do a little postcard to mango series over on my Patreon. So if you would like a 5x7 print with a poem on the back delivered straight to your mailbox, probably bi-monthly, I'm gonna do this. Head on over to the Patreon and sign up for either the $10 or $15 tiers. Trying to do this monthly seems like kind of a large task, but I feel like bi-monthly gives me enough time to prepare everything and send it all out to you guys. I'm gonna end up sending all these out in the beginning of November, so as long as you sign up for the Patreon by November 1st, you'll receive one of these bad boys in the mail. And obviously in the future, it will be a mystery to you what's gonna arrive. How fun, a little snail mail club. As I'm filming this, it is the morning after I was invited to go see the premiere of Begonia, which is so exciting. Begonia was probably my most anticipated movie of the year, and Yorgos Lanthimos is without a doubt one of my favorite directors. So it was super fucking cool to get to go to the premiere, to be among the first to see the movie, and to also be in the same room as Yorgos Lanthimos, as Emma Stone, as Jesse Plemons, as Ari Aster, who's a producer on the movie. Just the coolest thing ever. And Begonia obviously does not disappoint. I really don't think that Yorgos could make a bad movie if he tried. Everything that man does is beautiful and gorgeous to me. Where it lands in my ranking of Yorgos movies specifically, I don't like it as much as Poor Things, but I do like it more than Kinds of Kindness. And I don't like it more than The Lobster, but I do like it more than Dogtooth. And I probably don't like it as much as The Killing of a Sacred Deer either. So it's somewhere in the middle for me as far as Yorgos releases goes, which isn't really saying a lot because I love all of Yorgos's movies. So even a mid-tier Yorgos is a fucking home run. But I walked the red carpet before seeing the movie. Me and my massive fucking pimple that's probably being blocked by the microphone right now. But thank God, right? Thank God this pimple is going to be memorialized on Getty Images forever. Just what I needed. Just what I needed and wanted, actually. Yes, actually, I did want my massive chin pimple to be memorialized forever on Getty Images. That is what I wanted. That was my choice, actually. Honestly, it's the price I pay for when I stopped wearing foundation and concealer all those years ago, because now I just don't own any. So when I have to go to a red carpet and I have a pimple, it's just like, it's gonna be there, okay? Because I don't even own anything to cover it up. And even if I did, I think I forget how at this point. I think I've lost the skill of covering up acne with makeup. Whatever. Saves me money at the end of the day. And that money that I save from not buying concealer to not cover up my big zit that's going to build a house over on Getty Images is gonna make me feel really good at the end of the month when I am under budget on Rocket Money. Yeah, let's go. Welcome to today's sponsor read, Rocket Money. Rocket Money is an all-in-one personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower bills, and overall just manage your money better. Rocket Money is what I've been using to track my finances for years, and it is simply the best. I used to use a spreadsheet, a Google spreadsheet that I had to plug everything into manually. It was a mess, okay? Rocket Money is way easier, but it's particularly helpful for creating budgets and tracking your spending. Getting to see such a specific breakdown of all of my spending is really helpful for me so that I can point out where I can save and where I could afford to splurge a little bit. And if you're someone like me who watches a lot of movies, I would take a pretty strong bet that you have, at least a couple times, signed up for a subscription service just to watch one movie and then forgotten to cancel it afterwards. I've done this more times than I can count. Rocket Money is not only going to help remind you that you made that subscription, but it's also going to help you cancel it. Rocket Money identifies all of your subscriptions in a single list. From there, you can go through, select the ones you don't want anymore, and with just a few taps, Rocket Money may be able to help you cancel it. So take control of your finances today by clicking the link in the description or scanning the QR code on screen to get started for free. Back to our monthly matcha. October. October's been a fucking weird month. Shocking, right? I'm in the weirdest timeline ever. Never thought that this is how my October would be going. Yeah. Weird is really just the best and only word I can use to describe how I've been feeling lately. I feel like I'm barely here. I'm just floating through space. Time is a mystery to me. I always feel like something's slightly off, like I'm wearing two different sized shoes or my big toes poking out of my sock. And it's like the sock is on, but this is weird and bad and uncomfortable. You know, it's like I'm doing life, I'm going through the motions, but something is just like deeply fucking wrong all the time. That's how I feel. It's just weird. And I was talking to my therapist earlier today about how I am so type A that I kind of love putting myself in boxes that make me easier to understand both to myself and to other people. I think being articulate is something that's important to me. I want to be understood. I want to be understood by myself, by my friends, by you guys. I want people to look at me and know what I'm about and understand exactly what it is that they're getting. And I'm obviously also a very passionate person. So I think a lot of times when I talk about my opinions or about myself, I do speak with such conviction and passion that it's hard to imagine me ever changing those opinions because I'm so fucking passionate. So if I wake up today and I tell you I fucking hate linen bedding and it feels like shit, and I think it's the most uncomfortable thing ever, and then 2 weeks from now I show up with linen bedding, you'd all be like, what? What happened? I thought you hated that shit. You were very passionate about it. And listen, this is just a fake example. I do still dislike linen bedding. Thank you. I do still hate that. I do think that shit is way too hot. You guys were lying when you said it was cooling. That's okay though. I forgive you. But I do think that because I speak with such passion and fire and I really care about being articulate, it almost makes periods like this a little bit harder for me because usually I know exactly what I want to say. I know exactly what I want to think. And right now, I don't know fucking anything. What if I am changing so rapidly that it's hard for me to understand myself? I feel totally different than I did 2 months ago. I just feel like a completely different person. What if I want things that I didn't used to want? And there's also some part of me that feels guilty for changing, or at the very least feels aware of how other people could perceive me changing in the face of grief. Like, where is the line between, oh, she's going through something, this is a hard time for her, of course she's going to be a little different, and oh, she's just permanently different now. Am I permanently different now? Am I coping in a more intense way right now because of where I'm at? And listen, I'm not looking for anyone to answer these questions. These are unanswerable questions that I also don't need the answers to. It actually doesn't matter. To you, it shouldn't matter. To me, it does. Okay. But I can be whoever I want to be and I don't need anybody's permission. Okay. I can be weird tomorrow. I can be weird today. I can be weird 5 years from now. It literally doesn't fucking matter. I can be weird forever. And in many ways I will be. But I think I've had this thought in my head a few times where it's like, I even thought this, you know, in the immediate aftermath of Mango's passing, when I was looking around at all of the people that were supporting me and were showing up for me, and I was like, oh my God, like what happens when all of this goes away and my life has to go on, but other people's, you know, get to go back to how things were before, but I'm just stuck here and I'm here by myself. And obviously we're there now. But everyone's still so kind and supportive to me. And I don't know that I'm being the best version of myself right now. I don't know that I'm the most present friend right now. I'm out of it. I'm out of myself. But I've found myself sitting back and asking myself, like, how long is it okay for me to not be my best self? And I don't think there's a real answer to that. I think grief impacts different people in different ways, and it's going to take me however long it fucking takes me to be able to show up back in my life as a 100% version of myself again. And also, it doesn't matter. Like, life is not this thing where my baseline is 100% and then things happen to you in this life and you're fighting to get back to 100%. Like, I don't want to look at it like that or feel that I have to show up in that way. Though I feel that I have been better, obviously, that doesn't mean that the version I am now is something to scoff at or is like some kind of inconvenience to people because I don't know, not as responsive to texts. You don't even feel like sometimes I just feel like my brain wants to figure out a way to punish me for not being perfect all the time. And I've definitely been feeling really lonely, which is also kind of different for me. I wouldn't say that I'm usually a very lonely person. I think I'm a hopeless romantic and I can be very dreamy and, in my head about things, but I'm not usually lonely, mostly because I really enjoy my solitude. Right now I don't, though, which is a little weird for me. And this contributes to why I've been feeling so weird, because it's like there are things about myself that have always been true that right now aren't true. Usually I'm not the type of person to want someone to be here just so we can sit in silence together. Like, usually I'm very all or nothing. I would rather be like really connecting with someone, or I want to be by myself. Right now, that's really not true for me, though, which is weird. But there was a difference to me in feeling when it came to being alone with Mango to now being truly fucking alone. And I'm alone all the time, obviously. I'm alone right now. Hey, just me. But when Mango was here, it was like I had a little companion with me all the time. When I'm curled up watching a movie at the end of the day, she's on my chest. When I'm in bed, I'm cuddling with her and I'm, talking her through the end of the day and telling her how much I love her. And it's like, you don't realize how big those things are. Like, it feels like those are the little things in life, the beautiful little things that, I sit and I hold my cat and we cuddle together and she follows me around while I clean and cook dinner and yada yada whatever, and then it's over and you're like, well, those actually weren't the little things, those were the big things. And now I feel fucking lost because now I don't want to be alone, and now laying in bed at night by myself feels hard, and it didn't before. And I have so many friends and people who care about me, and it's not a matter of being alone. I'm not alone, but there's something different between having lots of friends and people around you and community and having a fucking companion. Like, it's just different. Having someone to be quiet with, to just be sweet and cuddly and quiet. So now I'm confused because I've always been good at being alone, and now I feel so bad at it. Now I'm like, oh, I would love if someone was here to just hold me and kiss me on the forehead, and not in like a dreamy, ooh, that sounds nice way, but like in a, no, I think I need it way, which is like not, I don't need to feel bad about that. Longing for companionship is a truly human sentiment. Of course, I want to feel connected and loved and held, especially right now when I'm grieving and the apartment does feel lonelier and quieter and my whole world feels a little bit fucking darker. Maybe I do just want to be held by someone, and maybe I don't care if that person is supposed to be in my life forever. Maybe I just want to feel close to someone else. Do I feel weird saying that? Yeah, I do. But I feel weird because that's never how I feel. And suddenly I'm like, God, I'm not so easy to pin down and put in a box, and I don't understand why I'm saying this, and maybe you don't either. I hate being confusing. I do. I loathe it. I want to be easy to understand all the fucking time. I want to understand me. I want you to understand me. And I'm just a woman. I'm a deeply complicated woman at the end of the day. And this is a very weird time for me. So fuck it. It's not groundbreaking to want companionship. It's just different for me as someone who's usually really content being alone, unless I'm like head over heels in love with someone. And suddenly I'm like, well, I don't know. Suddenly I'm like, who knows? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Whatever. Y'all mind if I be 28 and confused as hell for a second? In other news, I saw something truly frightening today, like maybe the scariest thing I've seen all October, which was a website called AIPurityTest.org, which is like an AI version of the Rice Purity Test, 100 questions gauging how much AI usage, how close to AI you have become. But the scary part was that the person who made the website said the average result for people was a 30, which, to be clear, if you had never heard of AI, your result on this test would be a 100. You start at 100, and the more you use it, the farther down your score would go. 30? The average score is 30. No one else is scared. No one else is worried. No one else feels like you're a little fucking crazy. No one feels that way, because I do. I really do. I got a 96 because I'm normal. Hey, thank you so much. Yes, I did get a 96. Because what the fuck? I mean, you guys know, I've always been pretty critical of AI, but there were times where I dabbled in its usage. I used the Photoshop generative AI tools at some point to change a vertical photo to a horizontal photo so I could use it for a thumbnail. I was okay with using it for utility purposes for the first little bit until things started to really spiral out of control, and then I became anti-AI altogether. But see, that's the beauty of changing your mind, okay? So although this website is terrifying to me, even those of you that might score a 30, which truly makes me want to rip all of my hair out strand by strand, even if you score that low on this test, you can still change your mind and stop using ChatGPT. You still can. It's not too late. It's not too late to stop doing that. I think that could be a hugely awesome change, okay? Change is good. Change is good. Being a complicated person who changes their opinion, who goes through life more and has a phase, has an era. Maybe the era becomes permanent. Who fucking knows? I have been on the internet for 15 fucking years, okay? I've been many different people in the time that I've been online. Some change feels really weird. Other change feels really good. Right now, most change feels pretty fucking weird to me. But I think that being a complicated person is good. That's interesting. If they were going to make a movie about you, you'd have enough lore to give the people. Being complicated is good. This is the thing I'm repeating to myself as an extremely type A woman that would love nothing more than to put myself into a very easily understood and well-articulated box so that I can always understand myself and you can always understand me too. Collective you. Whole world, you, never to be misunderstood ever again, never faltering, never misspeaking, never fucking anything, okay? Just the least misunderstood woman in the world. Unfortunately, I am a real woman and not AI, so you're gonna have to accept me at my most deeply fucking confused because I am forced against my will to be imperfect and flawed and confusing and complicated and have gorgeous tits. Beautiful, perfect, gorgeous tits. AI could never do that. Never forget that. So anyways, that's our monthly matcha for October. What the fuck is going on? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know if I'm going to figure it out soon. If you're interested in joining the Postcards to Mango bi-monthly print club, join the Patreon at the $10 tier, and you'll get a beautiful 5x7 print and poem sent straight to your house every other month, starting in November. And go listen to my podcast, Emotionally Online, okay? Because the Emotionally Online cinematic universe is boosting. It's expanding. We're doing big things over on the pod over the next year. And I would love to have you over there because I know you're going to love it. I'm giving you this recommendation because I know that you would love the show. Okay. And I would never steer you wrong. I would literally never steer you wrong. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here, for listening to me be confusing. What would I do without you guys? Mwah. I'll see you in my next video.